and welcome to your outlet for outdoors and Western lifestyle news, The Ben Show. I'm your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, and as always, we love hearing from you. Your comments, stories, ideas. Get a hold of us anytime. You can call or text 305-900-2363. Again, that's 305-900-2363. Or you can always email bendradioshow@gmail.com. Riding along shotgun, as always, is my producer, sound engineer, and co-host, Jeff Tigger Earhart. And we are in packing, prepping, planning mode because, yes, 4th of July is right around the corner. Some of you might have already taken off this whole next coming week in preparation for 4th of July. You're either taking days off ahead of time or after time to make it a long holiday. But regardless, we are in full swing. So, Tigger, you're being quiet over there because he's laughing at me because okay, fine. I will tell on myself, okay? Why are you not saying a word?
I'm letting you do your thing. I'm waiting for you to admit guilt.
Yes, he's been giving me the silent treatment because I went and placed an online order with a store in our area that will deliver said items to you. And that keeps you, it's my way of saving money from not buying the impulse buys, okay? When I go in the store, if I just buy it and they bring it to my house. Well,
it does work, by the way.
Yeah, and we live in the country, and it's amazing because it's like,
they deliver it all the way out here.
I think the store we're dealing with, you spend over $35 and it's free shipping, so it's like, for me, a no-brainer. But anyway, he was unimpressed when the vehicle came in the yard, dropped it off, 2 big packages, opened it up, and I was supposed to be purchasing stuff for the camping trip that we're going to be going on over the 4th of July, and he just didn't see the relevance of why it was all full of several varieties of licorice.
And gummies.
A couple of pounds of gummy worms.
Yeah, not just a little pack, a couple. Because
sunscreen. I did have sunscreen in there. And we won't get burned. And plastic utensils.
Now, I get it. People are going to say, oh, come on, you got to have those treats. But you said you don't want those anymore. You said I need to back off on the sugar. I hardly ever consume sugar. You said, okay, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to back off on it. And I never banned you from sugar and your addiction to it and candies and all that. I just said you got to slow down a little bit.
But here is my rebuttal, okay? Because no, I am not going to consume the 5 pounds of gummy worms out there or all that licorice. I'm going to share it because we're camping with lots of folks. And you know how it is. After like 3-4 days on the boat, you're like out of snacks. So I figure, why can't we?
They're all going to have that stuff, though. They're all going to have all these candies and cookies and all of that stuff. That's why I'm making 12 pounds of beef jerky. How about we be a little bit of the healthier alternative because there's going to be tons of that garbage that's floating around already.
See, we're arguing and we're not even to the campsite yet.
We haven't even gone through those. You know what?
That's how our show is going to go. We're going to talk about how to save time, save space, and save the headaches, meaning we're coming up with hacks, tips, tricks that are a lot of fails on ourselves.
Yep.
So that we work out everything at home before you get to your vacation spot, all right? Once you go camping, you're no longer doing what we're just doing now, arguing over what's getting packed. All right, before we get into all of that, though, let's have a little fun with some 4th of July holiday trivia, fun facts, things like that. Tigger, you're on the hot seat. What 2 presidents happened to both pass away on the 4th of July in 1826. I'm helping you out by even giving you kind of a date.
Oh, Lord, 1826.
They were both considered founding fathers, if that doesn't help you. So, we became a country in 1776.
So it's not going to be Washington. That's going to be way too late.
Nope.
Jefferson.
Yes.
Jefferson is
Thomas Jefferson, and the other one is John Adams.
Well, yes, of course it is. I was going to say that. You just didn't give me a chance to answer, Beck.
All right, well, was the president? We only have one president that happened to be born on the 4th of July. Do you know who that is?
Oh, wow. Born. Can I have a hint? Lifeline or whatever?
Let's see. His first name starts with a C and his last name starts with a C.
Wasn't there a president like Cleveland?
Well,
wasn't that a president, Cleveland?
There might have been, but the one I'm thinking about right now is Calvin Coolidge.
You are not thinking about it. You've got it in front of you.
Okay, fine, I do.
Nobody knows
I
that.
can't name the presidents. At least I'm admitting I can't name
Okay,
them.
all right.
All right, well, Calvin Coolidge, he was the only president, happened to be born on the 4th of July, and he was our 30th president back in 1923.
Well, yes, I agree with that.
All right, here is a true or false. Americans spend more than $1 billion on fireworks annually.
Absolutely true.
That is true. Here's a great reminder, though. Make sure wherever you are going this holiday week that fireworks are allowed.
Can I have some fireworks?
Yes. I always let you
I like to go and take a little tin can and see how high I can blast it in the air.
Yes.
Okay, it's a little kid.
Tigger is still 12 years old, all right? He's still playing with fireworks. And you don't even buy the big stuff. You buy the stuff from like your childhood.
Stuff.
The bottle rockets,
I don't need the big
smoke bombs.
Yeah, just firecrackers. That's enough to keep me occupied at least for a few hours.
Well, you just like having the firecrackers because then you play games and tricks on all your buddies.
Yep.
That's how you don't end up with best friends for life. All right. Other questions for you. Okay. Coney Island, New York hosts a famous televised what eating contest every year on the 4th of July?
I'm going to say a hot dog eating contest?
You got it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the record right now is at 76 hot dogs in just 10 minutes.
76 in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's like, I'm trying to, the caloric intake on that is impressive. I'm just going to say that.
Do you think you would ever want another hot dog, or you'd have to wait till like a year from now to eat another hot dog if you ate that many?
Soak them in water to be able to get the bun. Is it just the hot dogs or the buns too?
Well, I thought they just ate them normal, like a hot dog with a bun.
I thought,
or
with the bun. They got to soak them in water to be able to swallow them down with with all that bread and everything.
To me, that sounds like cheating.
No, they're
allowed to do that?
They can do that. I've never.
Water, I guess. It could be a condiment. Yeah. I could see that where they're like, well, you'd let us put ketchup and mustard on it.
I don't
Why
think
not
somebody
water?
would want to have that much ketchup on 76 hot dogs. Okay, continue.
All right. Do you have any idea how George Washington might have celebrated the 4th of July holiday for his troops? What would have he done for his troops? Would have he, A, given them the day off, B, given them a double ration of food, or C, given them a double ration of rum?
I would say a double ration of food.
No, he gave
Was
them
it a double ration of rum?
Yes, a double ration of
I like
rum.
his style.
All right, going back in time to 1776, who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence?
Thomas Jefferson.
No, there's a reason why there is a saying because of this. This individual was the first person to sign our Declaration of Independence.
What's the saying?
Put your Hancock on it.
Oh, John Hancock. Well, Herbie Hancock. Reference towards Tommy Boy.
All right. Well, you tried. But anyway, yes, it is John Hancock. He was the first person.
That was a good one.
All right. Lastly, for you all, do you have any idea how many hot dogs are eaten over the 4th of July?
Oh, my goodness. You're not going to give us a guess on this. How many hot dogs are eaten on the 4th of July? I'm going to say 900,000.
Oh, it's a lot more than that. Keep going.
5.5 million.
Try 150 million hot dogs.
That's a lot.
150 million hot dogs.
I could say so many things right now, but we're on public radio, so I can't.
We're not going to go there, but we are going to take a short break. And when we come back on The Ben Show, we're talking about tips, tricks, hacks to make sure you have a stress-free 4th of July holiday. Stay where you are. The Ben Show will be back right after this.
You asked for it, you got it. Watch the Cowboy Channel anytime, anywhere with the Cowboy Channel Plus. Live stream the Cowboy Channel or watch your favorite PRCA rodeos on demand. Classic PRCA rodeos added weekly. Get the Cowboy Channel Plus for only $9.99 a month or save 25% by signing up for a full year. Visit cowboychannelplus.com to sign up and start streaming today.
It has been quite a run on the Ben Radio Show. Now, here's an interesting question for y'all. Several listeners reached out and wanted to have more Western history and Western lifestyle on the show from time to time. So what do you think? What are your thoughts? Give us your input, or are there topics that you want Beck to cover? What are your favorites? We want to hear from you. Our listeners are from all corners of the country, actually all corners of the globe for that matter. So weigh in and let us know. BenRadioShow@gmail.com or call and text us at 305-900-2363.
Hey guys and gals, this is John Arman with Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV travels the back roads to the backwaters in pursuit of the ultimate adventure in hunting and fishing. Join Team UOA every week for exciting action in the crosshairs of the outdoors. Catch Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV on YouTube, Amazon Prime, and make sure to follow Team UOA on Facebook and Instagram to share in the ultimate outdoor adventure.
Welcome to your outlet for outdoors and Western lifestyle, The Ben Show. I'm your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, and Ride Along Shotgun is my co-host, Jeff Tigger Earhart. As we mentioned before in the first part of the show, we are going to talk about some tips, tricks, hacks to make your 4th of July stress-free. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, lose the stress, save the time, and save the headaches.
Now, I know some people, they like the adventure of, well, we're just going to go and see what happens. I'm not one of them.
No, Tigger is not. However, I am. I am that reversal of let's see what happens. However, I will concede that you got to think ahead when you do pack because remember, anywhere you're going, whatever you pack in, you got to pack out.
So here are some little, sometimes some fails, I guess, but some hacks that I have found. The first one is batteries. Go through those flashlights, those headlamps, whatever you have, because if you had the batteries in them last year or a month ago even, the batteries get corroded, right? And so they're ruined. So what I do a lot of times is take the batteries out of said items and use painter's tape because it doesn't stick, and just tape the batteries to the outside. If it's something that you're not going to use
idea.
all the time.
Yes, I like it.
Little
I like
trick on the batteries.
But
I know you can buy little containers and all that too, but
no,
yeah,
I
go
agree
ahead.
because containers though take up space. So the idea is to save space. So
Save space.
I like how you're taping the batteries to the flashlights, whatever, the headlamps
So
especially.
you know what they are.
And I'm glad you brought up headlamps. If you don't have a headlamp in your gear, whether you are camping in a tent or in a camper, or even you're just going on a road trip in general, like have one in your vehicle. That's like a must-have these days.
A must-have when you're
Game
in the
changer.
middle of the night and you're trying to change a tire or whatever the
Yes.
case is. Now, the next one is ice. I hear this one all the time. We struggle with this. How do you keep ice at your campsite? Well, I mean, it is what it is. You're probably going to have to get some ice, after you go there. But a suggestion is keep 2 coolers. One that you're going to be going into all the time, and your other one that has all of your stuff already frozen in it. Like if you already made some hamburger patties, or you've got hot dogs in there, whatever the case is, keep that frozen in kind of a chunk. But keep it in the one that you're not opening and closing, because that's where your ice melts a lot faster. If you can, take 2 coolers.
I'm gonna
Genius.
second that. And on top of that, like he mentioned, yes, in your food prep, be freezing anything you can and use those said freeze items as
Boom.
additional ice.
There you go. Boom. Here's another one, and that is pills. I'm talking about, let's just call a spade a spade. If you get the tummy ache, right? Or if your stomach doesn't agree with said food at your friend's campsite, take those pills with, because that is the most miserable experience if in the middle of the night you're running through the campsite, trying to crawl out of the tent because nature is calling.
Montezuma's revenge.
Exactly. Right. Take those, grab some of them, just have them with. Okay?
That's
You
a
don't want it
great
ruined.
one. Yes. Okay. I'm going to second that too, because I hate to say it, especially some of you that might be trying some of those freeze-dried meals that are out there instead of taking foods you're used to. Even that has happened to
Yes.
us. Your stomach is not used to them.
Yes.
So there's some great brands out there. I'm not going to name whose we're talking about. I think y'all know, but you got to try them at home first.
Yep.
To make sure your tummy likes them.
Yep.
And then put your tummy under stress of lots of hiking, different activity levels you're
Kinda
not
having
used
some
to.
drinks, maybe.
Having some drinks. And guess what? Your digestive system changes again at the most inopportune time.
I've got another idea for you, and that is, depending upon if you're going to get a breeze going through that tent, and that is a little USB fan. You can find them on Amazon. You can spend $15, $20. You can hang this little fan from the top of a tent. and it charges via USB. And bam, you've got some circulating air.
And that is a must for Tigger because he is a finicky sleeper. I pretty much can sleep on a picnic table anywhere, but he is fussy and he needs that
We'll
breeze.
tell you about that in another version
yes,
of the show.
He needs a breeze on him. So yes, I will be on my cot, happy over there, and he's on his cot with a fan blowing on him. But anything to just give you that extra comfort because let's be real, how many of us sleep outside all the time? We don't.
Exactly.
So you got to bring a few comforts from home.
And the ambient noise can help there too. Okay, water. We use a Sure Can, and we love Sure Cans.
Love Sure Can.
And we take it with to always have some water just for washing up. It's got a little faucet on it, little valve on it. They're super, super handy. But having something like that set up helps with the cleanup. Do not go and wash your dishes in the creek or the river. I would highly not recommend doing that. But that just helps for quick cleanup, wash your feet off, anything.
What we do is we'll take our Sure Can. They have one that is made for camping for water. It's clear and has a blue handle on it. And we'll take it to the fish cleaning station or something, somewhere where we know it's water. It might not be true potable water, but we can at least use it to rinse our stuff off. And then we'll always disinfect once we get home. And then also for those of you that have UTVs, ATVs, boats and such, if you've not looked at Sure Can's line of gas cans, fuel cans, I'm going to say, game changer there. You got to check them out. They
100%.
And they are not a sponsor,
Yet.
whatsoever. This is just, yet. We need to get them on board.
They sent us some to review.
And we were blown away.
This was game-changing. There you go. We're endorsing them. Sure Can all the way. I have got another one for you, and that is the rug in front of your tent or your camper. I know a lot of people forget these, but you can go to your local Walmart, store. They're usually in the RV or the automotive section, and it's a kind of a plastic type rug that it doesn't get soaked up if it rains, but then that way you can throw your shoes off if you get muddy, or if it does rain, they don't really have to dry out. They're game-changing. Put one in front of your tent, put one in front of your camper. I know most people do. They've got them in their campers, but you tent people like Beck and I, we throw all of our gear in the stock trailer, by the way. That's our camper. And then we set up the tent, and we put one of those rugs out front. Game-changing.
And I'm going to second that one. I'm a huge proponent of when you come in your camper or you come in the tent, we've done a lot of both of it, you do not wear your shoes inside either one of them. It's amazing what gets hauled in. So yes, just get used to taking those shoes off and having that rug right there. It's a game changer.
Or a set of $1 flip-flops that you can buy that you put those on once you get in said tent or the camper. My last one is, and that is, and since I said Walmart, an abundant supply of those Walmart plastic bags, a whole pile of them. They can be used to throw your shoes in if they're muddy. If it's going to rain, just throw something in there as just a makeshift little rain shelter. I mean, but just look at how many of those that we go through of throwing the garbage away, the food scraps, all of that. That is one thing it seems that most people forget all the time is just a big old pile of those plastic bags that you could just throw your stuff in, throw it on back of the truck when you're fixing to go to the boat, drop by a trash can and throw your stuff away right away.
The last thing I'm going to throw in here is that you don't want to forget is when you're thinking of heading out for your 4th of July weekend, like he said, we travel with our stock trailer. It's a stock combo. So the tack room in the front actually has a futon bed in the neck in case we'd have to go for emergencies. Yep. But we also use it because we can tie part of our tent down to it. So if you don't have something, if you are tent camping, for example, unless you're hiking it in and you're going lightweight, and that's a whole different aspect. But if you're just going to a general campground, be thinking about, especially if you're going for multiple days, how you're going to secure that tent in case the wind comes up. Because, for example, the trip we're going on, we're going to be 4 or 5 nights out there. And we know what are the odds we're going to have perfect weather 4 or 5 nights along a lake, right?
0.
Exactly. So we're already preparing to throw in a few extra weights, how to secure our tent, kind of tie it as well as our canopy to the side of our trailer, things like that. So that when we're out and gone and away, we don't have to be worried about it flying away.
Okay, so some ideas of weights. Dumbbells. We have those.
Those work
perfect. I have those metal targets that we use for shooting. that they weigh, actually they weigh a lot. Those are perfect. They've got holes in them already. You can tie your paracord to them. Those are just some ideas of some weights that you may have laying around the shop or the garage.
There you have it. We just gave you some tips, tricks, and you're going to have a safe, fun time over the 4th of July. Stay where you are. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some DIY MREs for over the holidays that you're going to love, that you can do with your kids as well. This is The Ben Show. We'll be back right after this. This is Beck. First, I appreciate all of you for listening and making The Bend part of your week. Many of you have asked, how do I catch past episodes? The answer is super easy. Head to thebendshow.com and click on the shows tab. There you can listen to every episode all the way back to episode 1. Podcasters, head to your favorite podcasting app and search The Bend. You'll find us. Be sure to follow and subscribe and never miss another episode again.
Before you head to the next rodeo, a concert, maybe a gathering on or off the ranch, we head to Medora Boot and Western Wear.
Tigger and Beck here for Medora Boot and Western Wear. Latest Western fashion in boots, jackets, and hats.
From durable ranch wear to keeping the horses in sturdy tack, visit medoraboot.com to order.
Or better yet, plan to visit Medora, North Dakota and shop Medora Boot and Western Wear.
Again, go to medoraboot.com. You can follow on Facebook and tell them Tigger and Beck sent you.
You've waited, dreamt of a hunting adventure, and now have harvested that trophy of a lifetime. Keep the memory alive with a custom-designed mount, preserved as a work of art. Check out our approved taxidermist depending on your location. The award-winning Schneider Taxidermy is located in Helena, Montana. When hunting the Dakotas, JB's Wildlife Designs in Mandan, North Dakota. Then Shadwin Creek Taxidermy in Nebraska. And for the Central USA, Little Rack Taxidermy in Macomb, Illinois. Reach out to The Ben Show and let us help you find the right taxidermist. Welcome back to your outlet for outdoors and Western lifestyle, The Ben Show. I'm your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, and riding along shotgun, my co-host, Jeff Tigger Earhart. Now, as we mentioned before the break, we're going to talk about DIY MREs, but it's for our summer camping, hiking, whatever we're doing right now. And the reason why I'm bringing these up, I've talked about them in the past when it comes to hunting, is that it's easiest to do these while you're at home. And I want you to think about an MRE, but I want you to think about it in the snack form of preparing so that you're ready to hit the lake with all your buddies. You're ready for a day out, or it could be a road trip with the kids. And that is to make these while you're still at home. And I'm saying you can get the kids in on this, because sometimes the worst and biggest headache of a trip, whether we don't have kids, we weren't blessed with them, but we have nephews, and it can be a headache of, I'm hungry, I need a snack. Well, now's the opportunity to set each of those down, and they each get their bags. Like, say you're going to be gone for a couple of days, 2-3 days. They got 3-gallon size bags, each of them, and they got to pick and fill it with their snacks. And they can have fun with this.
Are you just doing this because of all the gummy bears and licorice that you bought in bulk?
Maybe I'm going to prove to you that I'm going to divide them out over 4 days. Yes, I get so much a day of my licorice and my gummy worms. And don't worry, I'll throw an apple in there too to be healthy.
Oh, there you go.
Some carrots, Oh,
there you go.
But be thinking about items that are not going to be melting. That's the one big thing when you think about this time of year.
Right, not the candy bars.
Yes,
those don't
that's
work.
why I say this is different than when you pack those for hunting. Where summer, it's hot, it's warm. So you be thinking about items that are going to, maybe keep you hydrated. That's why I say an apple, an orange, some of that stuff. But don't slice it up because, like I said, you want it to still be good in a couple of days, all right? But that's what I'm suggesting is just take the time and set out some of these gallon-sized baggies for you and your significant other, or you just by yourself, because it's all about getting to your destination and not being stressed and packing more than what you need. And if you divide it all out into these proportions for a proportion size treat or snack, you'll find yourself not overeating on, yes, my licorice or my gummy worms, but you'll also find that, okay, you get up out of for your day, you roll out of the tent, you roll out of the camper, you're ready to rock and roll, you got to get on the boat, you got to get it ready. You just grab your bag of snacks and go.
So you're talking about just meal prep in general.
Meal prep
in general.
for during the day.
Oh,
meal.
so your snack kit during the day.
Your
oh,
snack
like if you're
kit.
out on the boat that you're not back by the campsite where you can
Correct.
grab the chips
You're
and
gonna
all
be
that
gone
stuff.
all
Okay.
day until you come back at night. This is what you do so you are ready to rock and roll and not be thinking about taking a whole... You don't want to be that guy that shows up to jump on the boat with all your buddies and you've got way more stuff than you should, right?
That was us in the past.
Yes, now we've learned we meal prep even with our snacks. So there you have it. We just want you to have the best holiday you can. And that is all for this week, folks. We're going to call this show wrapped. Remember to keep sending your questions in, or if you know of something spot-worthy for us to share, or even a recipe we need to test out in our very own cabin kitchen, as well as your area's field reports. That number again is 305-900-2363. You can call or text. Otherwise, you can email bendradioshow@gmail.com. Missed part of this episode or you want to hear past shows, you can find them all on the website, thebendshow.com. And be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app and to the Ben Show YouTube channel. Thank you to our partners, Ditelli Outdoors, The Prairie Crocus, Medora Boot and Western Wear, Blue Water Girl Charters, Buckstorm, Little Rack Taxidermy, Mickey's Mustard, Atlas Tracks, RFD TV, and Wrangler. Finally, a big thanks to all of you listeners that came along. We hope you have a very happy 4th of July weekend, and whether you're coming or going today, stay with us as we ranch it up. And remember to keep up with me, Beck, all week long by following The Bend on Facebook and on Instagram @The Bend Show. This is Rebecca Warner. Catch Beck if you can next week on The Bend.